with tools that go beyond the mind and perhaps physical reality, and it was created on a high frequency level, how does it then manifest in the way it appears assembled now? Does it happen instantly, or does it happen over a period of time? Do you see the blocks? Like if I was to stand there and observe this thing being assembled, would it happen all at once, or would I see blocks like floating into place and stacking themselves up? What would that look like for our translation?
Your translation would be it took several years, because that's where you operate from. You're conditioned to things taking time. And that's what we want you to focus on. Okay, if I were to perceive that construction, what I would see was it took several years, maybe centuries, maybe decades. But it wasn't that. It wasn't that at all. What you perceive as time wasn't what they perceived. It didn't matter to them. They were co-creators that were really operating at such a high frequency that even to share the frequency, you guys won't get it. But we want to say, if you were to observe it, you would perceive it as, wow, it took so long. But we're saying it didn't take long.
Mm-hmm.
But your human mind assigns time to things. That's the way you operate.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't, the time factor wasn't as such in that co-creation.
Okay. So for the physical human being, like obviously the physical human race was physical at that time, and if they were observing it coming together over a period of time, like when we build skyscrapers or houses or buildings or bridges, we can see the bolts and the bits and the pieces coming together and assembling over time. And there's generally a human being or a machine or something where you could observe that getting put together like a Lego set.
We're talking here about light being manifested as form and shape.
Okay.
That's the frequency.
Wow. So that's well beyond current human technology or understanding.
Yes. And we believe you received the answer by what we just said.
Yeah.
You're going to bring light, the speed of light, into the equation. Can you do it with your mind? We don't think so.
Well, Einstein might have been able to.
You could if you just tune into what is beyond the mind.
Okay. Wow. But so I'm just still trying to visualize this. So if this thing...
Because you love your time, space, reality experience.
And exploring my curiosity.
And exploring your curiosity within the mind.
Okay, so if I'm in that area and observing this thing manifesting from light to physical form, so from light to atoms, or that assembly of atoms into blocks, stone blocks, and those blocks assembling into the pyramid, and all of the intricacies within the pyramid, because we know there's chambers and tunnels and other rooms, and even like these stone sarcophagus or whatever you want to call them in there. So I think there's a lot of things built in there that perhaps we haven't even scraped the surface on. But if I'm observing it coming together, would I see blocks appearing out of thin air, stacking on top of itself, and then like the chambers in the middle assembling themselves out of thin air? Is that what kind of thing I could expect to see?
No.
No?
I'm going to say one thing, and I think that's what your mind can handle.
Okay.
We don't see going beyond this point, because we can see how you're trying to use your five senses to create the image of what happened over there. So what we're saying is that was the translation of light. Translating it, co-creating it with the beings of light, manifesting it as reality.
Okay.
And the tools that were used were aligned with the qualities of light that could translate light into beingness.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have answered to the best of our ability from your human perspective, according to what your mind would allow
Right.
to receive.
Yeah.